Meeting is be live stream. Okay, got it. Okay, I let the floor for พระอาจารย์ let's say.
Okay. So, Marapan, would you like to say a few words to start off?
Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome back to summer. So happy to see you again, and we have new person to join us. Christina, welcome. And we can start because it's we already, what time is it now? Okay, 5 minutes, 5. So we have few people today, so we can start. So I leave the floor for พระอาจารย์
Okay, so good morning everyone. And now today is a beautiful day here in Scotland, and I believe wherever you are, also beautiful weather. And apart from in Thailand, whenever we have beautiful weather, we should be having a wonderful time outside with the sunbathe. And here we are inside the room, finding quiet place to meditate, finding ways to be happy. So this is a wonderful day. Now I think today, Christina, as I was told, you are a new person. Would you like to introduce us? Why you joined this, and what is the motivation? We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear her, no?
We can't hear.
Attends. I can't hear. Never mind, no? Yes.
Never mind. You can tell us your whole story next time.
She sent a message. Just a second. I have seen the message. She wrote.
Oh, right. Okay. No worries. Yeah. Don't worry.
Next time.
Don't worry. Be happy. Enjoy that you don't have to speak anything. Okay.
Yeah, happy to see you today.
Right. Okay. Anyone would like to share anything from your practice? Anybody wants to share? Because sharing is always good, and probably you are still in a zombie mode. You just woke up, and I hope that you have taken coffee to wake you up. So if you're still in a zombie mode, then okay, can you drag yourself out of that and speak something that is more enlightening or waking you up? Anyone would like to speak? Or today I'm going to have a second dose of COVID-19 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So hopefully I will be fine this time. Last time I wasn't for a couple of days, and I was contemplating all those pains and aches and feeling like, oh, this is the end. Yeah. So, but hey ho, I am here. Yeah. So like that, and I'm quite excited as well, but meanwhile we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's a ways to be happy. Jenny wants to say something.
Yes, because you were not so well, I think 2 months ago, and I think I can talk for everybody. If you feel like that, you could tell us, and then we just postpone for a week, or we do it for a month later, because you really were suffering, and I was so sorry for you.
Okay, thank you very much for your concern. Yeah. I managed to hide it. I managed to hide that and lead you all to more meditation, like a torturing you all, getting into more practice.
Yeah, but maybe you should not suffer for us like that.
Okay, next time I will do that. Okay, thank you. Right. So, if no one is going to share, now let's start off with a little bit silent. Okay, with the gong. Just relax yourself and loosen yourself and just wake up and aware what's going on. Okay, so take your comfortable seats and relax your body, relax your mind, and as you hear the gong, with the sound of a gong, connect yourself. Take a long breath and feel the breathing, the entire body. Feel the awakening, feel the relax and release. Spend a few moments on the breath. You may take a long breath and release. Allow yourself to listen the sounds, whether it's a cat or whether it's a bird or whether it's a wind blowing. Listen it with a very amusing, connecting with it. As you connect with the sound, connect with the heat, feel the body as you breathe in, breathe out, connecting with yourself. As you breathe in, feel that the nature is coming into you, and breathe out, refreshing and relax. Nothing to worry, nowhere to go, just to be. Things that you have done, let it be. Things that you have to do, let it be. Know that what's going on here and now. Seeing it, knowing it, being with it. Breathing in, breathing out. Where do you feel the breath in your body? Breathing in, breathing out, and relax with it. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just be. So breathing in, breathing out. Past is gone, future yet to come. Moment is the bliss. Just be relaxed in your body, in your mind. Try not to grasp, try not to reject. Watch it as it comes, watch it as it leaves. Like the sitting at the bank of the river, letting the river flow. Each moment when you realize, you see how beautiful it is, how wonderful it is. Enlightening each and every moment that you are aware. Leave the thoughts, leave the ideas, and leave the views. Know what you're experiencing now. Breathe in, experience the body. Breathe out, experience the body. As you breathe in, as you breathe out, know this entire body. Let the mind know this body. Let the mind be with this body. The breathing in and breathing out. Each moment when you realized you can feel such a relax of the body and mind, the real happiness, real joy and real peace. You may have a thought of moving your hands. You may have a thought of opening your eyes. You may have a thought of doing other things. Do not act. Do not move. And do not open. Watching that thought, watching that desire, and relax. seeing the different breaths as it comes, as it goes. Seeing the nature of change as it comes, as it goes. Realization. Realizing as it comes, as it goes. And as you hear the gong, slowly open up your eyes and come back to normal. Now, so this is a short guided meditation to just to feel you go into the trance. Hope nobody went back to sleep again after you just woke up for a couple of hours. Okay. Anybody wants to share or anybody wants to ask, or should I go on? Okay, Daniela.
Yeah, I would like to ask you something, because lately, depending on the days, due to the situation and the uncertainty and so on, I've been living sometimes high level of anxiety. And so when I try to meditate in that specific moments, it's very, very difficult for me. My mind starts going a little bit everywhere, and also it's difficult to come back when I cannot find the time to meditate in that moment, to calm myself down, to distance myself kind of feeling. I don't know exactly what to do. To just to calm myself, calm my spirit, and say it's okay. Just go on with your day, and just be in the present, where you have full control, and then let be. It's very difficult for me. It's easy when I do it with you, for example, but when I am by myself, it's very hard.
Yes, that is very common, that when we are alone or when we are away doing something, and whenever a situation arises at that moment, quite often we have this fight mode. We want to fight with the situation, and we want to fix it, and we want to make it as we want it to be. And as a result of that, oftentimes it is very difficult to come back, or coming to your own senses. And in those cases, now when we come to practice meditation together, it's more of like a psychologically helping us that, okay, I am in front of our friends, those who have the same chemical that everybody wants to meditate. So it's like every one of us has got the same kemi tuning in, and it's easy to meditate when we are meditating in groups. Now, in those situations when you are alone, in that moment, and if you're feeling like very depressed or anxiety there, then rather than fighting, try to know it. Okay? Try to know that this is happening, and if possible, do other things which makes you feel better, like a walk, like listen the sound, the music. That can be done just to divert your attention for some time. If your mental state, or we call it indriyas, or the senses are not strong enough, then we can use other objects to bring our mind back to the stable position. And otherwise, if your senses are enough and good enough, and awareness is good, then that moment you can pay attention to that thoughts of even I want to come back, but I can't come back. So knowing that not able to come back, and that also helps. Okay. And meanwhile, you can use the acronym that I used in the past. The acronym is STOP. Seeing what's going on. So stopping in the moment. Okay, now I'm not doing anything. What happens? Let it be. Like that. And then seeing it clearly. Take your time. Do not rush. And observing it objectively. And patient is the key, and that brings the peace. Okay, so that's why do not try to fight that. Okay, I have to come back and I have to be free, I have to be happy. Do not fight with that. That moment, all you need is the realization, realizing that I am having this. The moment when you realize that I am having this, then in this case of having it, again, we are knowing the old emotions and feelings, and this the thought of what's going to be, like that. So with that, we will be able to understand that anything that we do, we have to know that why we are doing it. So that is the first realization. Anything that we do, we have to know that why we are doing it. First thing. And then this realization helps us to recognize that even like if you are trying to get away from that state of the mind, then you have to ask yourself, what is the motivation behind it, that you want to come away from it. So realizing of that, like if we open our eyes and look carefully at in our lives, then we will understand that we have always choice to make it happy or make it unhappy. We always have a choice, and that choice comes from realizing that this is happening to me. Okay, this is happening at the moment, and this realization is the key that we can make a choice. Now, whenever we see that the state of the mind, then what happens is that you are making a choice of, okay, should I react or should I stop? There is a flight and fight mode, whether you want to fly away or you want to fight with it. Okay? So these two, the flight and the fight mode, again, is the state that we have to know that why I am having these two states again. And here, the key is you have to be mindful that why I am having these thoughts, running away or fighting with it. And the very moment when you realize that I am having these thoughts, you become very aware of that. And this moment, what happens is these both action will be stopped. There will be no fighting. There will be no fright. There is no running away thought. There is no, keep fighting with it. But okay, like surrendering yourself. So you become a mindful of your own mind and the mental state situation that moment, and then that is the true realization. And with that, automatically the starts of a letting go begins. The easing will begins from there, and that you can use the toilet simile. Do you remember the toilet simile?
Yeah.
Okay. So, who would like to tell us this toilet simile? And Daniela, you would like to share that toilet simile?
But that you have to, once you realize that you stop, but you can flush it down.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So toilet is the place that we let go of the things that is bothering us. And not only the letting go, we have to flush it away. If we do not flush, toilet becomes stinky. So we have to flush it away. Same with all these negative thoughts. Same with all these troubling thoughts. After we have realized it, we should flush it away. Do not keep it. Oh, I know this is bothering me, but I don't want to let go. What happened? You're more miserable. It brings more suffering. Yeah. So the toilet simile is the best simile I can think of. Okay, that's fine. Now this is rubbish. This is making me trouble. Now I will go to toilet. And this toilet is invisible. Nobody can see. Only you know that you have this toilet, invisible toilet. All you need is, okay, take a long breath and sit down and leave everything. And that's how you will be able to let go. And then flush it away. Open your doors, open your eyes, and a new world begins. Sounds simple, but it's difficult to find the toilet. So this is how we define. We take our action. We change our action, and that changing, whether we are changing it into a skillfully or unskillfully, then skillful action that we take will bring us happiness and freedom and peace of mind. And if we are doing it unskillfully, what happens? We will be taking those negativities and thinking that this is what I want. This belongs to me. I don't want to let it go. I should keep it. You don't want to flush it away. You're just piling up in your toilet. Not only stinky, it will block your toilet. Then you have to call the plumber to fix it. So it's like coming to plumbing station here every month. So every skillful action is the mindfulness that we make a skillful choice that brings happiness and peace in every step of our walks. But whenever we become unskillful in these situations, the way we react to it, the way we respond to it, it creates what's called a guilt, creates regrets, and creates remorse, sadness, and depression, and these things will generate, because the way we react to it is like, Why me? What is going on? And why I can't change? Why this is happening? And I want to be in a good state. I want to come back to meditation, and now this is not happening. Yeah? And so you are having this fighting mode, and as well as running away. So this is the unskillful state of the mind that we are having, and all the effort that we are applying is like always into the negativities. So the simile that I have given to deal with that is like you're having a bath with a dirty water and thinking that you are clean. You're still having all those negative thoughts and wondering with that, thinking that I can be happy. Practice of a mindfulness meditation is jump out from that bath and then look at it. See how dirty this water is. And then will you jump in? No. Yeah? What you will do, you just flush it away. And that's how the practice is about. Mindfulness meditation is to know that this is dirty water. And I'm trying to clean myself with this dirty water. And now, previously we discussed about the thoughts. Yeah? A, B, C, if you remember. A is object that we see, and the B is our interpretation, and a C is our reaction. And normally what happens, we see the object and we see our reaction, but we do not see our interpretation. And that's how we are in trouble. And the practice of a meditation is to see that interpretation. So the entire the freedom and the peace and the calmness of the mind is based on how we create, how we respond. It's up to us to make a choice. Yeah? So that's why there is one very beautiful stanza. Yeah, it's called Mano Pubbangama Dhamma Mano Setta Manomaya Manasache Paduttena Manasache Paduttena Bhasati va Karoti va Tatonang Dukhamanveti Chakkang va Vahato Padang. I hope you understand. So that means all the mental state that we have, mind as the forerunner. Yeah? Mind is the first, and mind is the chief. And of this mind they are made. Now, whoever says or does with the polluted mind, suffering will follow. Suffering will follow, like the will of the oxen follows the feet of the ox. Similar way, if one speaks and acts with a pure mind, happiness will follow like the shadow, your own shadow. So it's us to choose. It's us to make changes in us, whether we want to be in a miserable or whether we want to be in a happy state. And normally what happens is that we all want happiness. Anybody who doesn't want to have happiness, raise your hand. Yeah, we all want to have a happiness. And in order to gain that happiness, what we normally do, either we eat chocolates, or either we will do a harsh yoga practice, bending, cracking yourself, or even not eating at all. So we will use either sense pleasure, anything that brings happiness through the senses. So we go walking, we eat good food and like to have a good scent, lighting incenses in your house, or a sense like that, and hoping that it brings happiness. But that's a temporarily happiness, right? It doesn't last long. Or sometimes people will be, working in the gym, feeling every aches and pains, that after doing gym, feel, yes, I'm doing something, now I am happy. So that pain, rather than bringing suffering, bringing happiness. Yeah? Same with someone who is climbing the rock. It's very hard, and you'll be climbing up and and after reach the top, the muscles will be pains and aches. Their whole body is in pain, but the satisfaction is there, and they will be thinking, "Oh, wow, what a wonderful! I'm so happy." That's temporarily. Now, the real happiness is when we realize the reality pertaining to itself in the present moment. That is the real happiness. And that is the moment you will be able to let go of these negativities. We will be able to let go of this zombiness. Yeah? Normally we are in the morning. Yeah? So it's up to us what you want it to be. Like we have what is called the magic genie. Yeah. So you can rub it, and then okay, now it brings you something. Oh, you rub it. Okay, I want to have a gold, and it just comes appear gold, and then rub it. Oh, whatever you wish, it comes. So practice of a mindfulness meditation is like that. You can make choices, and that choices, if you're mindful enough, then will be a skillful choices. Think about your own house. Yeah, think about your own house. House becomes home when your heart is there. Am I right? House become a home when your heart is there. Now here, your heart is there. Your family member's heart is there. And that's how it's become a home. And this home, when everybody's happy, everybody's having a positivity, everybody is working together and smiling together, then that home becomes heaven. Yeah. So from house, it transforms to home because our heart is there. And from this home, it will convert or transform it into heaven, because not only the heart, but the way we speak, the way we do together, that we are doing harmoniously, doing for the mutual good. And that's how it become a home, and home to heaven. Similar way, home, early on there was a heart. Now if you take your heart away from that home, what happens? Your speaking will be not nice. There will be no loving kindness. There is no caring. There is no compassion. There is only, negativity. Why this is happening? Why you're not doing? Why? It's not fair. What have I got? I've been spending so much time doing this kitchen job. I have been doing washing it so much. What you have been doing goes on. Then now, from home, rather than becoming heaven, it is converting it into hell. Yeah. So house to home and home to heaven, or house to home, home to hell, entire in this hand. Yeah. In this hand, magic hand. So all what we need is to rub which way you want to go, which way you want to keep it. And this keeping, it's coming from our mind. Whatever state of our mind is, it is changing it. So that's a practice of a meditation, is making this hand is a magic to make the home into heaven. Make a peace of mind, happiness inside us. Right? And this basically what happens is the way we speak becomes with the love and compassion, with the love and caring. And the result, internally, we feel peace, we feel happy, and we feel contented. In similar way, other people externally, they will be appreciate your caring nature, your loving nature. And that's how the entire neurons will change in our brain. Yeah, entire neurons will change in our brain, then we'll be creating a new neurons in our brain that brings happiness to ourselves and then to others. They say prefrontal cortex will change. From this limbic brain of a fighting and a fight and a freeze or stress and and then thinking of am I safe, or thinking of am I okay, changing it into more empathy, more caring, and more flexibility there. Emotionally we are balanced. Morally and intuitionally we become happy, contented, and peace. So that will channel to all other people as well. And that's how the entire house become a heaven. Yeah. So this is how my meditation will changes our neurons, our behaviors, our state of the mind, and that gradually changes the entire house. And everything becomes no trouble, no worry, nothing to worry about. Okay? So this is how the mindfulness meditation helps us to deal with a different situation. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it is about a thought and anxiety or depression or the thought of this fight and a flight mode. All what we need is to be there, realizing this is happening to me. Okay? I think I have spoken a lot today. Let's practice on that topic, okay? And then we'll have another discussion. Okay, so take your comfortable seats and let's practice meditation. Okay, as you hear the sound of a gong, sitting comfortably and meditate. So bring your attention to feel the entire body sitting here and now. And relax. Feel the breathing in and breathing out. Noticing your own thoughts. reflecting yourself and knowing that you alone are the author of your own future. Whatever you think, whatever you say, whatever you do, that changes your future. And never think that our behavior, our character will not change and cannot be changed. It's not an unchangeable law. It's always possibility. There is always possibility that we can change it. All what we need is to be mindful, realizing that this is there, this is happening. When we are unmindful, when these emotions, feelings, and thoughts arises, we will not be mindful of it. We will not be able to realize as it forms. By the time when we realize, it has overtaken our mind. The practice of a meditation is to see that process, seeing it is arising, seeing gradually it is taking control over us, and rather than letting it to overtaken, getting rid it off, driving them away, making an end of it. Simply by knowing this is happening, this is there. And do not proliferate, do not exaggerate on that as you know, seeing it clearly. And understanding it. So breathing in, breathing out. Knowing the breath, knowing the body, knowing the emotions and feelings and thoughts as it comes. Consciously aware of that. Consciously making a mental note. Hearing, seeing, knowing. And each time when you note it, you see the calmness of your mind, calmness of your body, relax in your brain, relax in your eyes. So breathing in, breathing out. Do not force, do not regulate. Let it flow naturally, normally. When mind becomes peace, everything becomes peace. Whatever thoughts arise, knowing them, seeing them, understanding them, realizing how these are formed, how it is remained, and how it is fading away. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel the entire body breathing, feel the entire body breathe out. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just be. Leave the past, leave the future. Know the present moment awareness. Realizing what's happening in your body, in your mind. As you hear the gong slowly come out from your practice. Okay. Anyone wants to share your practice? Catherine? No? Okay. So today I just wanted to let you know that I try to speak in three principles today. Yeah? One is realization. Yeah? Daniela. One is realization, realizing whatever is happening, whether it is the thoughts about the future, worrying about it, or it's about the thought that we think about and making us feel sad or depressed. So that's a realization, realizing it. This is happening to me. And a second, we make a choice. We can make house to home, home to heaven or hell. I think Kathleen will be the classic example now. Must be going through like this, a little baby coming in, and sometimes probably it's like a heaven to play with it when it's not making any sounds and noise and behaving well. And sometimes if not happening, then it's like a hell. Why I'm having this? Yeah. So it's an effort. It's our choice. We can make a choice to be happy or unhappy. As I said while I was guiding a meditation, we are our own future. We make our future. Whether we want to make it a beautiful, a happy future, or a miserable and grumpy future is up to us. How we think the situation that we are in. There is no such incident or a situation that is bad. Every situation is good. So that's the effort. It's up to us, like the lotus flower. Do you think that lotus flower will grow without the mud, without the dirty mud? It won't. Lotus flower always grow in the dirty mud. Yeah? Dirty mud. So there is nothing that is bad. There is nothing that is like a rubbish. All the rubbish are good. If it's properly nurtured, then lotus flower will blossom. Right? So that's the second that I mentioned, the effort. We can choice. We can make a choice to change to change the situation into happiness or unhappiness. And this is skillfully making a changes or skillfully making a choices. And the third one is mindful. Being mindful when it comes. It's like being a very good guard with a very sharp eyes and then able to recognize as soon as it appears. When it comes, aha, I know that you're coming. And then smile to it. And then let go. Yes, Janine?
What is the difference between realizing what is happening and mindfulness?
Realizing you know what's happening. Mindfulness, you put your mind in there to know that.
To observe it?
Objectively taking observation of it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Thank you.
So then this is the moment you can be happy or unhappy. So happiness and unhappiness is your choice. Yeah? You make it. Some people will enjoy seeing the rain. Some people will enjoy, and some people will say, no, I don't like it. I hate this rain. I think I have told you a story when I was walking up into the mountains one year, and I never experienced such a heavy rain. And I always thought that how can I cope with this rain when I am walking in the mountains and staying in the mountains. And there was one day I was walking, so I was crossing this Larry Grove, so-called Larry Grove, one of the beautiful mountains from one city to another city in this mountain. And then it was pouring rain came, and I was like, yeah, so I was just like raising my hands and like full of joy and happiness that yes, now today I have experienced the rain. And I was so happy. I was so happy with that pouring rain. And my heart was full of joy and happiness. At the same time, I saw a couple coming up where I was going down, and they were saying, "Oh, what a rain! Yeah, so bad." So two different things, right? Same, but two different emotions is there. So that's why it's up to us how we make ourselves to be happy or unhappy. So future is our own choice. And this future, we can make it happen to be happy or unhappy. And that comes from your mental state. That's why we have to be mindful. and be mindful of it. Anything that arises. Not mindful, but mindful. Okay? Do you remember the difference? Mindful and mindful. Yeah,
I had
Jenny?
that kind of experience Friday because I worked with a colleague of mine, and it was a very busy day. We started very early in the morning, and when we finished, we were extremely tired, and we took the train back. And I tried to find the compartment that was the best for us, so we could relax. And I found probably the compartment that was the noisiest in the whole train, in every train that ever existed. And I don't think I could have done it without her, because if I had been alone in the train, I would have tried to read or tried to sleep or something like that. And there was nothing we could do. There were so many children. Everybody was talking on the phone. They had the loudspeakers of the phone on. There were children running around. And there was a man working on his computer, and he went completely nuts. But we were just laughing, because we were just like, well, let's imagine what they will find else to make such a rukum. And so we were completely open to the situation. Instead of trying to do something different and everything will disturb us, we were just waiting what will happen next. And it was so much fun. We laughed the whole journey.
Yeah, that's a good example. So you were so happy with the situation, but someone is not. The way we responded, the way we respond to the situation, that makes happiness or unhappiness. And that's called skillful understanding. Yeah, skillful understanding. We skillfully know how to change the situation into right and wrong. We make a choice. That's why nothing is wrong and nothing is right. It's up to us to define it, our attitude to it. How do we understand that? That's why, if you remember last 2 sessions, I was talking about ABC. Yeah? We normally see things and we interpret and then we react. And normally we do not see this interpretation time, interpretation section. And we only see the scene and then the reaction. A practice of a meditation is basically this knowing this interpretation, that we are interpreting the situations. Yeah. And this mindfulness helps us to see, oh, I am interpreting in this way, that way. And that changes the entire scenario. And we will be happy. Yeah? I face with so many stories every single day. I come across with so many stories every single day. And again, I'm teaching every day, like a morning 6 o'clock, and then a chanting, and then a 9 o'clock teaching for 2 hours, right? And in the afternoon, again, 3 to 5 in a discussion, and an evening teaching, like that. So with this, I come across with so many stories. And then majority of the stories, it appears that each individuals are making their own stories out of something. And then not only they're making the stories, they are holding on to that story. Holding on to that story, that creates the miseries. That creates the miseries. So in Pali, in Buddhist word, it's called upadana, holding into that situation, that incident, with thinking that, oh, this is me, this is mine, I need it, I want it. And then we are in a difficult situation. And I always tell, mindfulness meditation is not about holding. Mindfulness meditation is about knowing, yeah? And making a choice, whether you want to hold it or you want to leave it. And it's up to you. The moment when you hold it, doesn't matter how small that is, eventually becomes heavier and heavier and brings suffering. Yeah? But when we let it be, doesn't matter how heavy that is, we will be happy. Like in our day-to-day life, what happens? Normally, suppose something happens that you dislike, maybe just a very tiny bit of thing. Yeah? But if you hold that dislike that someone has done to you, or something that you have asked someone to do it for you and they do not do it. Now, if you are holding that, at first it's just a one incident, yeah, and gradually you will expand it. You will be thinking of the past. Oh, that day I also asked him and he didn't do that for me. Or another day, oh, he also didn't do that. So that continues go on and become a bigger and a bigger and a bigger. And it's a waiting for the blast. Yeah, it's like you are making inside yourself and waiting to be blasted. So practice of a mindfulness meditation, it helps you to realize that, now I am beginning to hold this view. Yeah? I am generating or proliferating more. That very moment you realize, now I have to move it, take it out. So it's like if you remember the simile of a tea bag. Yeah? The longer you put the tea bag in your hot water, the water becomes darker and darker. At the moment when you realize that it is getting darker, you just take the tea bag out from the glass, and then the water will not becomes dark. That's same in our heart. Not knowing that this is making me suffer, not knowing that this is making my heart heavier, we are going into the misery. We will be accumulating more and more. But the very moment when we realize that, then we will, I need to take this tea bag out. So you will simply take this out, put it somewhere else, let it be. And that is the mindfulness. This is skillfully making a choice with a right understanding and a right attitude. Yeah? And this basically helping us to realize that what am I interpreting on the situation that I see, on the incident that I am at. And then nothing to be worried. Everything is fine. I am just a lotus flower, waiting to be blossom with the sun ray. And eventually we will be free and happy and peace. They say, when your mind is at peace, everything becomes perfect. Right, so anybody else? Anyone? Nikhil, yes, Nikhil?
Yes, hi. Good morning, everyone. So I had an incident on Wednesday where some people in the company, some of the senior leaders in the company, I'd asked them for permission, and they first denied the permission, and then I pushed again. They invited me to explain myself. I did that, and then they denied it, and then I was super pissed. Pissed to the extent, it's a very small thing. pissed to the extent that I was driving to work and I was only thinking about this and I got flashed twice for overspeeding. And that pissed me off even more. and now listening to you, and for me, the difficult part of the whole thing was to understand, why did they decide that way? Because I thought my arguments was rational and their feedback or the way they went about deciding for me was irrational. And I couldn't get my mind to warp around the fact that how could they take an irrational decision? So, and then I was thinking, and you're right? You see the situation, you don't interpret it, and then you just go into, your reaction to it. But for me, while you were explaining the last couple of hours, I was thinking, okay, how can I interpret this rationality or irrationality of a decision? Because even I could be mindful, but I was not able to digest the fact that they take an irrational decision. And I'm still finding it a little difficult, and you're right, you're waiting for those emotions to gather and to fester. I'm pretty sure it's going to blow over next week. And it's good that we had the session today, because now as we were meditating, I was like letting it go. I said, okay, look, it's done. I can't account for their decision. It was troubling me because I was thinking, okay, where are the facts there? But I don't think I'll ever come to that state. But the more I put myself into that state, I'm going to affect the things around me. The house is going to become a hell. And I know that because it did.
Yeah. So that's the reason why, sometimes we want to think why. And it's out of our control. And we think that this is under our control. Actually, it's out of our control, because we don't have control over their minds, their thoughts, their understanding, their capability. But we think I am right and I should. And it's already gone. The incident is already gone. You cannot change. And you cannot undo it. And now what we are thinking is why. And now that is kind of a rubbish you are taking into yourself, in your head, and running around that I want to be free. So practice of a meditation is that, okay, that's done, finished, go on. The majority of time, what we have to understand that sometimes we rationally we are in a right, but others' perception and others' understanding may not be able to understand what we understand. Capabilities are different. Their experience are different. Their knowledge is different. And with that, oftentimes, although we think we are right, they are not, because they haven't understood. And then they will be making judgments and decisions, and then we will be in trouble. Now, we have no authority over it. All what we have to is accept. And with that, we will be free. Otherwise, we are caught up into that debate and going into the discussion, not with them, with our own self, in our own mind. And that is depressing. And that we are losing our senses, losing our mind, and we become unhappy, and we will be putting our angry to someone else who never know nothing. And what's going on here? So that's a practice of a meditation is basically helping us to realize this is happening to me. And understanding that I can make a choice, that this is my choice, what I want it to be. So beast, or if you want to be a beast, then you become a more angry. Or just let it be. Then you become a happier person. And the happiness you're spreading to other people as well. So it's your choice. You make your choice to make it happen, or unhappiness. So that's why this meditation is a key to find our real happiness, an ability to let it be, let it go. As I said, I come across this so much, and as being like a head of this center, I will come across with so many troubles as well. Sometimes I want to do things, but people can't follow. And sometimes people want me to do something, then I can't follow. And often it takes us to be in a debate. And quite often I just take my time. Okay, let's see. So put it on a plate. So let's see. And I keep, I will just spend time to think about it. And then eventually, when their desire fades away, then they will realize, oh, okay, this is not right. And the same thing with me as well. Yeah, I just think and ponder on the same subject for such a long time. If I'm going to say that, okay, I'm going to do this one. And despite of that, oftentimes I will be missing points where it is necessary to be considered to be dangerous as well. And with that, I realized, okay, now I make a choice here, but never be unhappy. There will be unhappiness for some times while you are mindful of those situations, those emotions, and those feelings, but you're not reacting to it. You're watching, okay, I am feeling this. Now my body is heat up, my feelings is boiling, and my head is so hot. And this moment, whatever you are saying, whatever you are doing, try to be mindful. Okay? The more you become a mindful, then the rest of other things will just take care of itself. So this is called skillfully making a choices with the right understanding and the right attitude. And that brings the happiness. Actually, mindfulness is nothing more than that. Just know what's going on. That's all. Yeah? Okay, good. Anyone else wants to add on? When nobody is saying, I will be just talking from what I know. Yes, Janine?
I worked on exactly what we were doing in the last meditation during these last weeks. And when a thought came up, I was trying to find where does it come from and where does it go when it disappears? And the emotions, where do they come from and where do they go when they disappear? Because as soon as I realize them, they disappear normally. And something like, where does my mind come from and where does it go? And there was some kind of peaceful emptiness sometimes that I came to. And I had the impression, maybe I was trying too hard, but I had the impression that like if I could feel physically which parts of my brain lightened up when a thought was coming. And I really thought I was getting into something very interesting, but since then, funnily enough, I have so much problems with my discipline. Like I want to fly to get away from that.
It's an easy escape. we normally like to have that easy escape, and the problem is not solved. Like let me tell you a story. When now this is about the Buddha's story, okay? There was one occasion that a Buddha was blamed and accused, and everybody was like, go away, we don't want you, like that. And nobody wants the Buddha to be in that city. And Buddha's attendants comes and then I told the Buddha, saying, "Oh, Venerable Sir, these people doesn't like us. It's like me when I came to Aberdeen in 2011. People just like shouting and making noises from their cars and telling, 'Oh, go away, you go back your country,' like that." But sadly, I didn't have any attendants to wake me up, help me. But for the Buddha, and this Venerable Ananda comes and told him, saying that, "Venerable Lord, in this city, people didn't like us, and that they are causing troubles. So rather than staying in this city, why don't we go to another city where people like us?" And then a Buddha asked back, saying, "Oh, that's a good idea. What if people in that city dislike you again? Oh, we will move another city." Ananda, he did, without thinking anything. "Oh, we will move to another city." And then Ananda, the Buddha said to him again, "What if another city people dislike you again?" "Oh, it's okay. We will move another city." So non-stop moving from one city to another. And that never solved the problem. So, and the Buddha's advice to the Ananda was that as long as you are freed from any guilty and you have done nothing wrong, then you don't need to worry. People will be talking whether you do good or bad. They will non-stop be talking about you. If you are doing good things, they will be jealous about you and will be talking in different ways to pull you down. And if you do bad, obviously it will fire on. Yeah. So if your conscience is pure and the action that you are doing okay, fine, then no need to worry. Let the people talk and we continue work. So that was the story. So that's why whenever we have troubles, rather than flying away to somewhere else to find the secluded and a peaceful state, we better deal at the same place where we are in. And that dealing again, if your status or your position is not in the position to deal with that, then just leave it. So we have to have this equanimous mind, ability to let it be, let it go. And sometimes something that you want to fix it, but you can't fix it, then doesn't matter how much you try, you can't fix it. Then what will you do? Just leave it. Why you're thinking about it? Why you're bothering about it? You can't do it. Just leave it. Wait for someone who can do it. So like that. And that is again these situation, like in our center, there's so many things to be done, right? And there's so many things that I can do and so many things that I can't do. And meanwhile, since this COVID, I became very busy in the teaching, right? And with that, I spend very little time physical development and sorting out. And I sometimes went out and feel, oh, I can do this, right? And then suddenly realize, oh, then where I'm gonna get the time for that? So then, okay, leave it. Sometimes things that I can do, and still I don't have time to do, but that not necessary, desperately not necessary, then just leave it. But if that's really necessary, then I will do it. Just in my time, I just go and do it like that. Like here again now, as a monk, we are not supposed to cut the grass. Right? We are not supposed to cut the branches, tree branches, as a monk. Now, I can't find the volunteers to do it. Right? So, and then if people come and they say, "Oh, Achan, this is so messy." The grass has grown so high, the branches so messy. Why don't you trim it? Okay. So then the next time, I just trim it. I just cut the grass. Like that. So these all basically, quite fun to watch this situation comes, and oftentimes I smile to myself, and then smile to myself and then do it. And this is all because of the meditation that I've been doing, the ability to deal with these situations, and rather than, oh, I am a monk, I cannot cut the grass. So rather than saying it, oh, okay. And then if that is really not able to do that, or can't do it, then, oh, let's see. Yeah, oh, let's see. And then if that's really difficult, oh, let's try. Like that. So with this, in a way, ability to deal with the situation, and that my mind is not disturbed. My mind is happy with the situation, and whoever says, okay, whichever problems, okay, like that. And with this, sometimes people even think, Achan, what is okay? Yeah. So and I say, okay is okay. So meditation is something that we shouldn't be thinking any magic things. It's about the present moment, and then the ability to deal with the situation that doesn't make you feel any bad, doesn't make you feel stressed, doesn't make you feel angry, doesn't make you feel unhappy. Then that's okay. Yeah. So the result of the practice of a meditation is everything is okay. Nothing is wrong and nothing is right. Everything is okay. So that is the equanimous mind, ability to keep your mind in balance in every situation. And equanimous is so important in order to have perfect life. We always have a balance in everything. Without the balance of everything, we will not be happy. Our life is miserable. There's always balance, whether it's a good or whether it is bad. You can think about that one. How my feelings are balanced, how my speech is balanced, how my act is a balance. You can check your mindset in everyday life. And every action that we are taking, every words that we are saying, again, making a balance here. Like we are here, if I don't speak, there is no balance, because everybody will go, what's going on now? You will be thinking, oh, what is Achan is going to say? There's imbalance there. It creates a disharmony. So when I hit the gong, that brings the balance. Oh, now this is time for meditation. Okay, like that. So every action, there's always equanimity there, equanimous mind there. And now need to find that one. And if you can find it, then that means you become a real mindful student. You are applying mindfulness in your daily life. So then nothing will be a trouble. Everything is okay. Right? So that's called a balanced mind. When we become unbalanced with our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings, then the trouble starts. And this imbalance, we create it by I am. This is me. This is mine. I know better than you. So there is a inferiority or superiority above something that we put it in, and that's how we got the trouble. Whereas practice of a mindfulness meditation is basically keeping your mind in balance. There is no inferior, there is no superior. In balance in every situation. And that brings the harmony, peace, and calmness. Okay? So, right. Anyone else wants to ask or share before we do the last session of the meditation? Namon miอะไรไหม
ยังไม่มีค่ะ I try to meditation for every day.
Okay. Good. Right? Continue practicing. Right?
Okay.
Practice makes perfect. Right. Okay. So in this case, Warapon, do you have anything? Well, looks like still zombie face. Okay, Nikhil? No? All right. Okay,
Good.
right then.
Thank you.
Christina, you are happy, yeah? I know you can't speak. Right. Okay, let's practice the last session. Okay, now sitting in a comfortable position and bring your attention to the moment as you hear the sound of a gong. Let's relax and go into the meditation. So relax your body, relax your mind. Leave all your responsibilities aside. Feel the breathing in, breathing out. Knowing as it comes, as it goes. Breathing in, breathing out. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just to be here and now. Everything that happens due to the conditions, and we have a choice to be happy or unhappy. Mindfully making that choice. Breathing in, breathing out. As you pay attention to the breath, what thoughts arises, or whether the mind is contemplating, knowing it, realizing whatever is arising. Knowing that this is coming and this is going. You may spend some time knowing your own stress on your thoughts. Is there any thoughts that is bothering you? Any stories that is bothering you? Knowing them and mindfully making a choice. Should you want to continue or should you want to stop? Past is gone, future yet to come. Whatever is, just to be mindful. Every action that we take, every word that we speak, everything that we think, that shapes our future. We are the creator of our own future. So mindfully making a choice. Now we'll practice loving kindness meditation. So bring your attention to feel the body. Whatever sensations in your body, be mindful of it. Embracing yourself, allowing yourself to be happy, allowing yourself to be at peace. allowing yourself to be free from all the suffering. May I be happy. Feeling the sense of a happiness in your hearts, in your minds, in your body. May I be well. May I be free from suffering. Feeling of freedom from any kinds of suffering, whether physical suffering or mental suffering. May I be free from troubles of body and mind. Similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting from near dear one, or any particular person or a thing that you would like to share, wishing them to be happy, well, at peace, and free from suffering. And extending it to all other beings, the family members, friends, relatives, whatever beings, visible and invisible beings in the room, in the city, in the country, on earth, and in the universe. May they be happy, wishing them to be happy. May they be well. May they be at peace. May they be free from suffering. May they be free from hurtfulness, hatred, ill will, animosity, jealousy, anger. Gently bring your attention back to your body. Feel the sensations in your body and to your eyes. Seeing the intention to open your eyes. Feel the tension surrounding your eyes. And thought of opening of your eyes. And as you hear the gong, slowly open your eyes and come out from meditation. so thank you everyone, and I wish you all the best. May you all have a good weekend. Yeah, and we'll see you next month. Yeah? Until then, goodbye. Yeah. Hope you
Thank you.
enjoy.
Thank you
สาธุสาธุ
thank
ขอบ
you
พระคุณ
very
ค่ะ
much ค่ะ
Okay, let me bless you in Pali. Okay, as a Buddhist monk, I will bless you for the rest of the day and for a whole month. Okay. อภิวาทนาสีเลสานิจังวัฏาปจายโนจัตตารโอธรรมาวัฏันติอายุวันโนสุขังพะลัง
สาธุสาธุสาธุ
Bless you and wish you all the best. Have a good day and the
Thank
rest
you.
of the month. I will see you next month. Take care.